What would you do if I poured you a drink? Would you sit down and talk with me? Lend me your ear and I'll bring you along. We can split the day rate 50-50. Oh, baby, I get by. Oh, and all I need is somebody, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get high.
Welcome to the Pro EDU podcast. We talk and drink with your favorite artists. So grab yourself a cold sarsaparilla, take your pants off, kick back, and enjoy. I don't know about you, I take comfort in that.
All right, and I believe we are live. And this episode 3 of season 10, I am joined with visual artist Jordan. Jordan, thanks for stopping by.
For sure, man. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me, man.
Awesome. Love your work. How would you describe yourself as a visual artist? You do a lot.
How can I describe myself as a visual artist? Man, I would say the best way I can describe it, man, I just take a little bit of the past, the present, and the future, and I kind of create my own story just from, my childhood and from the things that I'm around now and things what I think the future is going to look like. So, yeah, man, I just kind of take the world around me, man, and just kind of just paint my own picture, kind of tell it from my point of view, my vision. So.
I love that in your Instagram profile. I've never seen this before, but your title as an artist is, I think, Nostalgia Storyteller. I love that. Like, when did you come up with that?
Oh man, so honestly, how it happened, man, a good friend of mine, we was at the gym and I was just trying to figure out what I can call my work, because at that time I was doing a little bit of everything and as far as like different type of content and he was just like, I was like, bro, like what do you feel or how do you feel when you like see my work? And he was just like, man, like it's like a nostalgia look into heaven. I was like, oh my God. Like I was like, that's beautiful, man. And I use tones, but it kind of made sense because like I use certain color palettes, certain tones as if like it was nostalgic. It's like, the nostalgia is like almost like a comfort word. Like it is you think about the past, you think about good times and you think about, especially when we was kids, like foods that we ate and cartoons that we watched. So I was just like, all right, yeah, like I like to tell stories about, things that feel good. So nostalgia storytelling.
All right, so
So
cartoons. I love thinking about my like childhood and like what cartoons like I associate with. So what are the cartoons that you associate with your childhood?
oh, in my childhood, man, I was watching what was my favorite show? Rocco's Modern Life. I was watching Tom and Jerry.
Oh yeah.
I was watching Courage the Cowardly Dog, Cartoon Network and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't put, of course, I don't put the cartoons in my work, but it's just the feeling, like it just like even just talking about the cartoons, it's the feeling that you feel like, oh, I remember that, or oh, I remember when, me and my little brother was fighting over the Power Rangers DVD, the VHS tape to see who wanted to watch that, or the Aristocats. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the feeling that nostalgia feeling that it was good times, or when life was just a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? As kids, or just whenever.
I know. I know. I tell my daughter
Yeah.
this all the time. I'm like, you have it so easy. Like everything is on demand. I showed her a
Right.
VHS tape once. She's like, "What is this?
What is
What's
that? She's like, what is that?
All right, so
Yeah,
let's back up.
man.
How did you get started as an artist? Like when did you first start calling yourself an artist or know that you wanted to do it?
Um, I didn't start calling I just let my peers around me kind of call me the artist. So I kind of make a long story short. When I was in college, I was working for I was a graduate assistant, so I was working for an African American Male Initiative program, and we would have to take our students to like different. We took our students to New York, and so the thing is about these programs is like you have to document the trips and stuff like that so you can like send it to so get everything ready for the grant for the next year. So long story short, I'll make it quick. So a buddy of mine in the gym asked me, he was like, "Hey man, I heard you guys are going to New York. You want to use my camera? I'm trying to sell it." And I was like, "Oh man, I can use my phone. That's cool." And he was like, "Man, just try it out. Let me know when you get back." He let me try it out, man, and I fell in love with it off rip. So fell in love with it. Um, One of my classmates, like when I came back from the trip, one of my classmates, she was like, "Hey, like you still got that camera?" I was like, "Yeah." So she's like, "Oh, I got this cute outfit on. You want to take my grad photos real quick?" Because we was about to graduate. And I was like, "All right, cool. I ain't got nothing else to do." So I ended up taking her pictures, and like 2 weeks later, I was on like our school website, our university webpage, with my name underneath. And then everybody was like, "Eric, the photographer, he takes pictures, he takes pictures." So I'm like, "Oh my God, like no, I don't." It was just like a one-time thing, you know what I'm saying? And it just went from there. So
Do you remember
it's,
what
it's
camera it was?
yeah, man, it was Canon Rebel T3i. Yep.
That was what I had. That was
That's
the
that's the
camera that
that's
I
the
got.
go-to. That's the official starter kit.
I remember like seeing it on it was probably Amazon or something like that, and it was like that camera and then like maybe one other lens and then like a million like kind of like really shitty accessories, and it was just like,
Yeah,
oh, I need
yeah. The kit lenses, yeah.
it was probably
Yep.
like a
Yep.
1 gigabyte card.
Man,
So
those are the days. The megapixels was like mad low too, like 10, 12, something like that. I don't remember. But
yeah, I remember getting that
yeah.
camera and being like, "What do these two wheels do?" I'm like, "Why am I moving them?" Like I like had no idea about the exposure triangle. It was just
Yeah,
like, "Oh, I'm
right.
gonna do it one
I
day."
I had mine on like the auto. I was on auto. I didn't know nothing about manual or nothing. I just put it on that little green square and let it do its thing.
Yeah, I mean,
So
auto's come a long way since that camera. They're so smart now.
yeah, right. Yeah.
All right, so what are you shooting on now? What's in your gear kit?
What I'm shooting on now, R5, Canon mirrorless R5, Mark IV. I still shoot with the Mark IV a lot. Um, RB, Mamiya, medium format film, so RB. Um, what else I'm shooting on? Sometimes I might pull out a point and shoot, Olympus point and shoot. But really and truly, man, just the R5 and the Mark IV.
That's awesome. So how'd you get into film?
Um, so I've always loved the look of film. So a friend of mine, I think I started shooting film 2019, 2020, somewhere around that time. And oh yeah, 2020, because during the pandemic, I got bored, bought me my first medium format camera. And my friend of mine, he shoots nothing but film. And he was like, "Hey man, like I can show you how to use it." So show me how to use it. I was like, "Oh my God!" Like you just feel like you're just in total control, of the image and just everything around you. So um, every now and then, just depending on the project, I may shoot film, but I'm very impatient. Like I want to see what the photo look like right now, and then just the process, like of dropping off the film, waiting to get it developed, stuff like that. I'm like, man, I'm gonna just, shoot it on the digital. But I still a little, small place in my heart for film, for sure.
So you're in Atlanta, right?
Correct, correct.
So what's the film? Are you going to just like a local store to get your film? Do you order film online? Like, what's that development process look like for
Yeah,
you?
man, there's a couple of photography equipment rental places or just film places here in Atlanta. So we have like PPR, we have Dunwoody Photos. So that's where I usually go to get my film developed. There's like a photo lab out in Douglasville, Georgia. There's some ways from the city, but I heard they're really quick with it, like next day turnaround type. So, but yeah, there's a pretty large film community here in Atlanta. So
Nice, nice. So when did you start, making enough money to be like, I'm going to do this for a living? And like, what were you doing, and who were your clients?
say that one more time so I can kind of process. You said,
Yeah. So like, when did you really start doing this and like getting paid clients and being like, all right, this is my profession now.
yeah. So after I graduated with my master's in 2017, and I moved to Atlanta after that, and I started off doing graduation photos. That's kind of like that's how I kind of got my mark. And it wasn't. I mean, I was making pretty good money, but it wasn't enough to like quit my job or anything. But I'm trying to think about when started. I was full time the top of 2020. Like that's when I said, I'm fully getting into it full time. But to be
Like
honest, man, it was
right,
it was
like
a it
the
was
beginning of 2020, when it was like
yeah,
still
dog,
full,
dog. When I
or
say
did
like
it go?
dog, like soon as the CDC said COVID was out, like that's when I was like that's when I took my leap of faith. Top of
That's
2020, man.
that's baller. Like,
Yeah,
don't go
yeah,
outside. I'm gonna be a
yeah,
photographer.
man. That's when I did it, man, and I was already like doing a lot of work. I was shooting a lot of stuff, so I was doing a lot of like, especially like back in 2019, like a lot of like small personal brands, and I was doing engagement shoots. I was doing maternity shoots, graduation shoots. So I was like busy, and it was already hard to kind of like juggle my job and do that, do photography at the same time. So, um, yeah, man. So I was like, something had to give. Something had to give.
Nice.
I was it was one time. So my last job, what like I said, I got my master's in public health. So I was a health educator. So I was doing like health education, and I was doing case management and stuff like that. And it was one time where I was a part of this artist. She had a like a documentary out. Well, she's more than an artist. Like her name is Selena Johnson. She does a lot, and she was on this TV show called The Sister Circle. And so everybody that was a part of the documentary like was like supposed to be on the Sister Circle. And I'm at work, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go to this. So I'm like trying to figure out ways to like fake the doctor's appointment. I'm like, hey, I had a doctor's appointment. I'll be right back. I go to the Sister Circle TV. They host like they kind of celebrate us and talk about the documentary stuff like that. Went there, came back to work. Like it was a lot, man. So I was like, man, I had to do something. So
Nice. So how are you getting work today? Is it word of mouth? You do advertising?
um I would say today, man, I've I've kind of made a name for myself here in Atlanta. Um I've worked with a lot of different brands, worked with a lot of different influencers and creatives here. So, you know, I really don't have to do too much, like, as far as like I mean, it could be word of mouth, it could be Instagram, it could be from my website, it could be from LinkedIn. Um, I just been in the game for a minute now, and just putting out consistently putting out good work and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, man, it's just I'm just known for my style, and I guess um, if anybody's looking for that type of work, I guess I'm that person to go to. So
Yeah. Do you do all of your post production retouching?
most of it. If I'm doing like shooting a campaign or I'm shooting for a brand or something like that, um, I'll definitely outsource that. But for my own personal work, like it's something about me like getting to edit like my own personal work, like then I'll edit it myself. So it just depends
Nice.
on what the project is. So
What's your workflow? Are you in Lightroom, Capture One?
Lightroom, yeah, I still use Lightroom. I've
Lightroom's the
create
shit.
Yeah, man, because a
Have you
lot of
ever?
people, a lot of people, a lot of people say like, "Oh man, if you're not using Capture One, you're not a real shooter." This, that, and other. Like, if I'm tethering, I'm tethering on a shoot or something like that, or of course I'm gonna use Capture One. But Lightroom, man, like I created like my presets on Lightroom, so it's just like to get my look, like I have to what I'm saying, I made a preset that fits my style that I made. So like
Yeah.
Lightroom is just what I've been using, and that's where all the sauce is at. It's in Lightroom. So put it in Lightroom, color it up, throw it in Photoshop, do a slight retouch in Photoshop, and might put it back in Lightroom, see what else I can, excuse me, manipulate a little bit. But yeah, man, Team Lightroom, bro. Team Lightroom.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Have you gotten into any of the like AI post production that kind of like
Nah,
learns your
nah,
as a
nah, I haven't. There's some like I've heard about different like editing sites where like retouching sites that you can like throw the photo in there and AI will take the photo and automatically edit the photo for you, stuff like that. So I tried a couple of those programs, but I haven't done those like AI uh programs where they like create the backdrop and stuff like that. No, I haven't really got too deep into that.
Yeah, are you worried at all about AI coming for your jobs?
Nah, not really. Not really. I honestly, man, like photography is to certain people, it's an experience. It is that personal interaction. And for me, man, like I always say, like, I'm a big believer in my faith and stuff like that. So just like it's God's work. So it's like a form of ministry for me. So it's been times where, I'm doing a photo shoot for a couple and they're like, "Oh man, like we've connected on a deeper basis like since our photo shoot." And like when I'm on my engagement shoots and stuff like that, man, I try to make it like a date night. Like it's like a setup. Like when you go home, like you and your partners, y'all should have like a good night that night. Cause I try to make it a good time. And it's been it's been clients that are like insecure about themselves or just not feeling their best, and I'm able to capture it in a way where they like, "Oh my God, I've never viewed myself." I've seen people cry like from stuff like that. So, like it's bigger than me. I always tell people like it's bigger than me. So I do it for the people, you know. So.
You do it just to make people cry. That's why I
Oh
do
no,
it.
everybody he said do it to make people cry. But nah, man, I didn't know that I didn't know that I didn't know I could find purpose in the art. I didn't know that. Like I had no idea. At first it was like a side hustle. I kind of told you the story before. Like, I'm shooting graduation photos, get some side money and stuff like that. But I didn't understand like how much purpose was in like in photography. Like I'm freezing time. I'm capturing moments that, people can like, look back, from years from now. Like, man, I can go on and on about some stories, man, like of stuff that I shot that really meant a lot to people. Like I can go down the list because, but it was just like wow. So I feel like I'm stuck. I ain't got no choice but to do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So like advice for people starting out that like want to be where you're at. Like, what do you tell people like getting into photography now?
What I tell people, first I ask them, is this what you really want to do? You know, because it's a journey. It's not something that you could just wake up and just like you're just this fire photographer. It don't happen like that. Like it's a journey. Like, and also too, like it's bigger than just the imagery. It's about, you know, like just the post production and stuff like that. You got to understand the composition. You have to understand like even the personal connection that you have with the person that you're shooting. Like it's mental. Like you have to, like for me, bro, I'll kind of go into detail. If I'm shooting someone and if I don't know you, like I kind of analyze like where you're at mentally. So, you know, I could tell if like you're uncomfortable or you're like, you don't know how to pose, this and the other. So you kind of have to like build that confidence up, you know? So, we might shoot in an area where I like, just say we're shooting, I don't know, at the park or something. I'm just throwing up a random location. And they have this bridge, and this bridge is like a fire location, and I know that's going to be the money shot. I'm not going to go straight to the money shot area because I'm like, you got to shoot in this other area that's still nice, but we're probably not going to use these pictures, but they probably don't know that. But you're shooting just to like, boost their confidence, let them know, like help them with their poses, actually getting to know the person that you're shooting and stuff like that, understanding what angles is the most flattering for them, what side do they tend to lean to more, this and the other. And then you show them a couple pictures, like, oh my God, like that's me. I'm like, yeah, you killing it, like you doing great. Hey, this is next location. So like it's like I don't even know the word for it, but it's more to it. It's that personal relationships and interactions that you have to have with your clients. And that's the biggest part with photography too. So if you're trying to make it into a business, of course, you know. So
Yeah, I mean, making it an experience that people like rave
yeah,
about is the best way. I mean, Jay Mayhew really taught this in the tutorial she has with us about that whole day is like this experience that she creates, and like it's
yeah,
transformational for a lot of people.
yeah.
And like a lot of people will remember that for the rest of their life.
Exactly, man.
It's a
Exactly.
huge part of photography. Love it.
Exactly.
All right, so I want to get into your Instagram and just kind of go
Let's do
through.
it.
So if it's cool with you, I'm going to share my screen and we'll just kind of go down the rabbit hole. All right. All right. So at JordanVision is the handle here. So where did JordanVision come from? Did someone else give you this name too?
I think my mom helped me out with this one because
Okay.
I was like, Mom, like I don't know what my photography name is gonna be, and I was like Eric photo, like Eric shot by Eric. I tried all that stuff, and then I was like Jordan Vision. I was like Eric Vision, and she was like, Nah, how about Jordan Vision? I was like, Oh, I like this. It sounds better than Eric Vision. So I spelled it with two I's for a couple of reasons. So the two I's is supposed to be like, your vision with your own two eyes. So I put two eyes in vision. Yeah,
Ah,
and then
I
and
like
then
that.
also
I like
also
it.
I'm the second. So I'm Eric Jordan the second. So the two eyes stand for
Nice.
the second. Also your vision with your own two eyes. So that's why I put two eyes in vision. So
Damn. I love that.
yeah,
I love that.
appreciate it, man.
All right. So I ask everyone what the first photo is. So explain this
Oh
one.
man, so this is one of my day one dogs, man. This is my homie, and we shot this a little bit after Father's Day. We was trying to do a little Father's Day shoot, and July I don't know what I was doing in July. I just wrapped up a campaign, and I was like, man, I want to do some like something that some just something personal, like a personal shoot. So I was like, yo, bro.
Yeah.
That's his son right there, Cairo. That's his son. And I was like, yo, man, listen, I got this location. You and Cairo, I want you guys to get your hair braided. I want you to wear some type of white and cream and meet me
Oh,
at this
nice.
locate like meet me at this location. He's like, all right. So, man, we went out here. It was like blazing, bro. It was mid-July, hot as hell, dog. Uh, it was like no overcast. It was just straight heat and sun. And Cairo is two, so his attention span, as a 2 year old, just imagine like he's in this greenery area, just running around. So I'm just taking pictures. Like my boy Kahim,
Nice.
his name is Kahim. Like he didn't really know what I was doing. I'm just snapping. He was like, man, I hope we got some good stuff, man. I know this is the project that that you put together, so hopefully we did what we needed to do. And I was like, bro,
Yeah,
I
it
was
looked
like, bro,
great.
trust me, I got more than what I needed. And yeah, man, I told a story out of it. Like, um,
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
I
those are
appreciate it, man. It's
great.
deep. It's deeper than the imagery. It's my friend, he grew up without his father in his life, and we've been friends for over 10 years, like 13 years. And just to see that now he's a father and he's an active father in his son's life, and he's also a husband, and it's just like almost of that I don't know how to explain the word, but just I'm trying to find the kind of formulate the right words, but just outgrowing like his situation and making the most out of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So this, like,
Yeah.
for me, this is like a lot of people might see a father and his son, but that's like his seed. That's his mini me. That's his who he lives for, like, So that's like
Yep.
my favorite shoot that I've ever done in my life because it's so deep. It's so powerful to me.
Yeah. I love it. And was this shot on Fuji?
So, couple photos. I didn't post those photos with Fuji, but what I did was I gave them a Fuji disposable camera, and I don't know if you can see in this couple of images, like they're holding the Fuji camera.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I love I love what Fuji's doing. I love the look. I love their
so I'm
cameras.
yeah. See how like look, he has the Fuji camera. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there is a couple pictures that I have like that Cairo shot, and then his dad had shot too of each other. So yeah.
Nice. All right. So is this your studio?
Yeah, man. Yep. That's my studio. So we're getting some work done, and we just we just got it together, and right now they're doing the renovations and stuff like that. So that we're definitely excited to share with Atlanta for sure.
Nice. This floor looks awesome. Did you put
No, no,
that
no.
in or is
It
that
came
in
like
there?
that. It came like that.
Nice. I love the old wood
Yeah.
floor. So you're currently renovating it.
Yeah, man.
What are you doing
So
to it?
it's gonna be a content creation studio. I haven't really told the public of what the vibe that we're going for, but we're here now. So we're trying to give it like this mid-century modern vibe. So
Yeah,
a lot like wood
love
panel
that.
walls, and um, you know, we like let's cut like washed paint. Like we're doing like a lime wash green. We're doing clay. We're trying to give it this like New York, uh,
Nostalgic
yeah, New
vibe.
York Kith type of vibe. So we've built a platform wall in there. So yeah, man, curtains like velvet curtains. So we're gonna give it like this. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, that's
Love
the
that.
vibe we're going for, man. So very excited.
Nice. So what explain this photo. How did this
Yeah,
come
man.
about?
So that is for I had did a project with Revolt TV. They have a celebrity basketball uh series TV shows called The Crew League, and they're on their fifth season. It's on YouTube. If everybody viewing, if you want to check it out, it's on YouTube. The Crew League, and I shot um the media for the rollout. So, these images, yeah. So these
Nice.
are some familiar faces that people may know. That's Lil Duval. We have Nick Cannon. Um, we have Waka Flocka in there. We have um, Yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
there he
So
is.
that was pretty cool, man. So we shot at State Farm Arena, had this crazy lighting setup, this crazy backdrop, the Schmidtly backdrop. Yeah, man. So
So, what was your lighting setup for most of these? Like what was it on this
man, I
one, if
think
you
it was like
remember?
a 4 to 5 lighting setup, man. We had a light hitting the backdrop, had a couple lights behind the subject, one on the front of the subject. We had a constant light going as well to kind of like overpower some of the lights that was on the subject too. So it was a lot going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a lighting team for this. So I kind of just had to just kind of help describe or how I wanted it to look like, and they made it happen for me. So
Nice. So when you say you had a lighting team, were these people that you already knew, or you found them for
so
this?
my Digitech that I work with, he's super dope, man. His name is Donnie too. Um, and he's a lighting wizard too. So Donnie was like the guy that lit this whole shoot. So, but we worked together
Nice.
on I had did a campaign for the pair of Thieves. It's a underwear brand. Some people may know. I don't know that they're in Target.
Yeah. I think I get a
Yeah,
lot of their
yeah.
ads.
So Donnie was my guy for that. So that's how I think that was our first project together. Yeah, that's how I got introduced to him. So he's the man, bro. Yeah.
Nice. So you've got a good mix of, everything. Oh,
Yep.
there it is right there. A good mix of like, oh, look at this. So is this their wedding day, or is this like
So this
engagement
was
shoots? This is
a power. This is I'm gonna find the best way to explain it. A power collaborative shoot that we all did. So the credit list, we
holy
all came
cow.
together and we created a 70s wedding. So it's not real. It's not real. So we went to this location out in Cleveland, Georgia. I don't know, I forgot. But it was far, man. It was far from Atlanta. And we went out there. It's about 2 hours away in the country. This is beautiful venue. And yeah, man, we all came together and created this 70s wedding story. So I
I
appreciate it,
love
man.
this. It definitely, like, instantly, the first photo, not just because of the, like, the wardrobe, but the
Yeah,
color
I
grade
appreciate it.
is instantly brings me back to, like, oh, this is
Yeah,
70s for sure.
appreciate it.
Yeah. So in terms of like collaborating, all of these people are getting, I'm guessing, have the rights to these images to put on their website. Like, how does something like that come about? Because there's a lot of people to coordinate.
Yeah, man. Uh, that's a good question. So yeah, so definitely, I think not. I think, but yeah, these images were definitely, approved that people can use this to like market their business and stuff like that. Because I couldn't have done this by myself. I wasn't even the creative director on the project, so I was, definitely I was invited and to be a part of this, to capture this moment. So, it was that, something that we could all take credit for sure. Um, yeah.
I love that. So do you like the planning process for stuff like this? Like these, bigger productions, or do you have a producer
Um,
that you really like?
it just depends on what the project is, man. I really enjoy being a part of the creative process. It is stressful sometimes, but I enjoy being part of the creative process because I can actually like I can help tell the story from like a different point of view a little bit. Um, it was so dope
Yeah.
working with the pair of thieves, man, because they allowed me to like be a part of the creative process. So I picked out locations, I helped pick out models and stuff like that. And usually when you're working with a producer, or you're working with a big brand like that, like they already have their own set in stone vision on how they wanted to look. So it was just so dope. It just
Yeah.
meant a lot to me because they trusted my creativity, they trusted my eye. And I'm not sure if like like Pair of Thieves, they're based out of Oregon. So they came from Oregon to Atlanta to shoot this campaign. And
That's
yeah,
gotta feel
man.
good. I mean, that's a
Oh
good feeling,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, man.
So
So
good.
it was so dope that, like I was like, man, like wow, they believe in my vision. So like it was amazing, man. So
And are the final images of that on here?
no, they're not on my page yet, but they're definitely coming soon for sure. For sure.
Okay, so it's probably like embargoed.
Oh
They're
no,
not
they
out
actually
yet.
rolled it out. They actually rolled it out. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice.
They're live.
All right. So this is quite a bit different than the rest of them. Well, start. There's that
Yeah.
vintage vibe.
Yeah.
Nice.
That
Yeah,
was her
like
single
all right,
cover.
what is? Oh, nice. So this was just the cover of
Oh
her.
no,
She's a
the
musician.
last image was, yeah, she's a musician. We shot her single cover. She's a gospel artist. Yeah.
Nice. This is great. All right. So explain this one. Who's this?
So she's a pretty dope model. Not pretty dope. She's an amazing model in Atlanta. Her name is Ariana, and Sean Kelly. He's a amazing director here in Atlanta, in LA. So when did we shoot this? Was this what date was that? Say I can't even see. Is that May?
Just 9 weeks
I
ago,
don't know,
23 weeks
but
ago.
we was me and Sean, we're pretty tight, so we cool. So we was like, man, we can, let's do it. Let's, when you're working on a lot of stuff, like you just want to do something for you. Like I was working on like a big
Yeah.
shoot like every month, like of 2023 to that time. I was like, man, I gotta do something for me. And Sean was like, yo, me too. I said, bro, let's cook something up. So we was trying to go for this like 80s, 70s, 80s, like drop off type of vibe. And he owns this vintage Rolls Royce. So he was like, man, I could pull out the Rolls Royce, man, and let's find a model and let's create a story. And we didn't even mean to shoot at night, man. So like the time got the best of us. Ended up getting dark, ISO through the roof. Uh
So there's no. You're just using
Man,
available
I'm
light for all
like,
of this.
I had him parked underneath the street light. So like, yeah, man.
Oh,
So I parked underneath the street light. I may have had like a little. Did I have a little panel light? I don't think so. I think I had like an
yeah.
iPhone.
It's nice that these lights are
Yeah,
good. You
man.
know.
But the thing is like when you bump your ISO high, sometimes it makes it look like film a little bit because it's so noisy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it wasn't even about it was more about the story versus like of anything. And like I was like, wow, this came out so hard. Like just I wanted to make it feel like a movie, like movie stills, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it does. I mean, there's so many stories. Look at. I mean, anyone who has
That's
this
his signature,
mustache
man.
had the
Sean
fucking
Kelly, man.
greatest.
That's his name, bro. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Which of these like really stand out to you as like a crazy good shoot or project that you want to go in and talk about?
If you keep scrolling down, I can let you know a crazy good shoot that stands out. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Where is it at? Mm, it's one that's gonna like stand out to me. I'm trying to remember. Uh, uh,
It looks like you have a
yeah,
lot of
man.
fun.
I tell people that it's like it's healing work for me, man. Like I heal myself through the art, man. Um,
I love
yeah.
that.
I know you're scrolling pretty far, but I know which one it is. All right, so the one that says discount mall, that's like I wouldn't say that's my favorite shooter of all, but I didn't want you to keep scrolling. But yeah, but this one right
Yeah.
here, man, this shoot, I had this plan for years. Um, and it just took a long time to execute it, just to find the right person to shoot it, the model to shoot it, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give you a little Atlanta history lesson real quick. So if you're from Atlanta, right, and every not every person, but if you grew up in College Park area, South Atlanta, uh, uh, like there's this place, it's the flea, it's called the flea market, right? So the flea market is the area, I'll say it like mostly like it's like a lot of African Americans, like the black culture, right? So the flea market is where they have like a lot of like knockoff stuff, replica stuff. You get your hair done. You get a 10-piece wing combo from there. You can get Chinese food from there. You can get your sound system hooked up in there. So pretty much, it's a lot
Yeah.
going on in the flea market, right? And the thing is like as a
Yep.
kid, like your mom, you might ride with your auntie or your mom, and they might go get their hair braided, or I don't know if you remember the time where they had these big buckle belts that had the LED lights on it, or they had like the dog tags, stuff like that. You get your dog tag, you can get a
Yep.
grill made from there, you can get airbrushed t-shirts made, but I can keep going on. So so
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it's a big part of Atlanta culture, that discount mall, because like a lot of people have been there, and they can relate to the discount mall. Everybody has a story. Like if you have black parents, or not, it doesn't really depend on, like, it doesn't matter on the race, but if you grew up in that area, and like and
You
you've
know
been
about
to the
this mall.
discount mall, and you
You've
have
got a
a
story
story,
about this mall.
exactly, man. You have a story at the discount mall. So like when I went in there, I haven't been in there in years, and it was very nostalgic, man. I remember like when uh I think me and my cousin, we had got some like matching dog tags, and then we got some like 2XL t-shirts, like all the color white tees, black tee, red tees, and stuff like that. You can like get food there. I think get some like your earrings done there. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, let me tell this story of like what happens like at the discount. See, she got wings. She got um I think she was leaning over the counter where you get jewelry from. It's obviously fake jewelry, of course, but it's just that experience. Like if you've been there, then you know exactly what.
Yeah.
It's like if you know, you know, you know. So,
Yep.
yeah, man.
I love that. Oh,
Yeah,
some
so
old
that was actually
Bronco.
part two of the wedding, the mock wedding. Yeah, so that was it was a
Oh,
couple of
nice.
parts of it. So that was like part two. Appreciate it, man.
I love this. So, where do you also post on TikTok? Or are you
I
pretty
have a
much just on
TikTok. I'm
Instagram?
still trying to grow that platform. So I post, I post on TikTok. I don't post on Facebook, not really. My Facebook's connected to my Instagram, but I'm
Facebook just really died. They
yeah,
really
but
shit the
when you
bed
do
on pretty
ads
much
and stuff
everything.
like that, like you heard you got to go through the Facebook and stuff like that. So I'm trying my best to get to the
Yeah.
TikTok, man. I'm trying to get it going.
So, do you? You mentioned ads. Do you advertise
No, I
through
don't.
Instagram, Facebook?
But I think I tried it back in like 2019, 2018. And I know I had somebody that was like, "Hey man, I can help you with your marketing and stuff like that." I'm like, "All right." Um, and I remember I had to hook my Instagram and my Facebook together. Yeah, it didn't
Yeah,
really
connect
last
them.
that
Yeah.
long, but I've been in a blessed situation, man. Like it's I wouldn't say as a photographer, you definitely want to, marketing is a major part of the business. It's a business at the end of the day, and in order to increase your clientele, to increase your network, like you do need to market. I've been blessed to where like um I don't have to do. I mean, I still need to, but I don't have to like put that much effort into marketing. Um, like a lot of my work, if I post something that goes viral, it gets reposted by everyone. Like Twitter, like I have a lot of different pieces of like work that just breaks the a million views on Twitter, hundreds of thousands of likes on Twitter and stuff like that. And it's just like people see it and then like they reach out from there, or brands may reach out from there too. So it's been a blessing, man. Like yeah, it's
That's that's awesome. Like, it's not the case for most people. Like, they have to constantly be advertising and marketing, and unfortunately, like, a lot of photographers find themselves like doing that 95% of the
yeah,
time and only shooting
yeah.
5%.
It has
So
been.
like, everything that you're doing
Yeah,
is
I
working out
appreciate it.
very well for you. So what's the next year look like for you? What do you have on the horizon?
Next year, man. So just getting the studio up and running, getting the studio up and running, and being more into um like the community, the photography community, being able to be a lot more hands-on. So my kind of piggyback, my last studio was I was at, they like knocked the whole like campus down, the creative campus down. So I've been like studioless for like a year and a half to 2 years because they were renovating. So I end up getting this spot, and man, just being able just to create freely, like you have your own place to create, and I can create more projects and um, invite other artists to to create and um, but yeah, man, just I would say next year, um, definitely looking just to continue expanding my business. You know, yeah, man, just expanding the business, bro. Just
You'll have to let us know when it's done, and maybe we'll drive down with
yeah,
a bunch
man,
of
for sure, for
cameras and
sure, for sure, bro.
go to the
Most
supermarket.
definitely. Well,
I love it. So where can everyone follow you, or do you do any
see,
teaching? Do you have any like
right
workshops
now I
coming
haven't
up?
been doing that, but that's
Um,
something, because like with the studio space, that's something that I'm definitely looking to do more is workshops and stuff like that. Um, but if you want to follow me at Jordan Vision, two eyes, Jordan Viision on Instagram. Eric Jordan the second on LinkedIn. Um, my website is in my bio. Also, too, if you dig in my style, you dig in my tones and stuff like that, and you a lover of nostalgia, I have my presets attached to my website, and also in my link in my bio. And also, too, like I have I'm starting out, but I also sell merch as well, like Visionary. It's called the Visionary League, and it's merch. It's merch brand, that streetwear brand that has that nostalgia feel. You know what I'm saying? So I had put it, yeah. So I had
nice.
you know
Do you have
what?
like the old Letterman jackets?
Actually I
The
do,
bomber?
I do. I swear, like I do. I don't. I was
Do you
trying to see if
really?
it's like,
Oh,
watch this, watch
it's
this. I'm about to
jacket
show you.
season. I'm gonna get one. All right.
It's crazy that you said that, but so I'm dropping these right here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah,
I don't know if you can see it well, but yeah, man, it's
yeah. Old
92.
champions.
You get the Visionary
92.
League right here. So these are dropping in a couple of weeks or so. So I just did the shoot for that. So that should be rolling out pretty soon. But yeah, man, 92 was a good year. I was born in 92. But yeah, I was born in 92.
That's
And
what I
also
said.
too, man, like I'm really big into like my spirituality and stuff like that. And the angel number 92 means a lot too. So I don't want to spoil it. So anybody that's viewing this, I want you to look up what the angel number 92 means. It has a lot to do with your creativity and sharing your gifts with the world. I'm gonna just stop right there, but I'll let you do your research.
Wait, hold on. We're not stopping right
I
there. How
mean,
many
like it's
angel numbers
angel
are there? I
numbers.
don't
There's
know
a whole
much about
bunch. You can
this.
make an angel number out of anything. They got 222 777. Stuff like that. And usually, what it is like when you stop, like if you see certain numbers like consistently. So you just say you like it might be 1111. you know, 1111 means that people say 1111, make a wish. You know what I'm saying? So just depending on what numbers that you consistently see a lot, you know, it could be a sign. You know, it could be a sign from. It could just be a sign. Yeah. So 92.
Got it. Okay. All right. When did you know? When did you hit
I wouldn't
your
say
age
like I
range?
hit it, but like I don't know what it was. It was like 92. Like my mom always say 92 back in 90, you know, back in 92. And I'm like born in 92. And then you know, I was just like I was like doing my like I'm just looking it up like, man, well, let me see what 90. I keep hearing 92 all the time. And I looked it up and it was just like, you know, that means you just have these creative like you expressing your creativity in different mediums like you know and it was just saying like yeah like the 92 number it just means just like share your gifts with the world, share your creativity with the world, and I feel like that's what something that you know I live by, and that's something that I do, you know. And I was like, well, I'm born in 1992 and I keep hearing 92, let's put 92 on this jacket. We're the world champs of 1992. Everybody that gets this jacket are world champs of 92, where you express your creativity with the world and you healing yourself through your art. That's what I live by, man. Like I wouldn't say I went through a lot in my life or anything, but the times that I've been down, I've been depressed or whatever the case may be, like a lot of my healing that I've done has been through my work. It does a lot for me, you know.
Is it 92 also when Jordan
I'm
won the
not
first
sure.
ring?
You know
Michael
what? I'm
Jordan?
not really
The
sure.
other Jordan? 92, 93,
Jordan
94, then
Jordan
had
won
an
a
off
lot of
season, and
rings.
then
I'm
three
not
more
sure
after that.
when because I was more in the Kobe era. I didn't really get a chance. My pops definitely watched
Yeah.
Jordan ball, but you know I wasn't really old enough to really understand what was going on. So
Yeah, I get that. You were zero.
yeah.
Then one, two, and three. Well, Jordan, thank you
Nah,
so
I
much for taking
appreciate
the
you,
time. I
man.
really appreciate it. Would love to stay connected. We're going to share the shit out of your work this
That's
week. And I'll
love,
cut
man. I
this up and
appreciate it,
send you a
man.
bunch of
I
media
really
too.
do.
So,
And I just this is mad random, but how did you find me?
actually, Michael found you. We were just kind of going through a lot of the people in our
Yeah,
Instagram and just like doing like a deep dive. And then like your work popped
that's
up and I was
dope.
like, holy shit, this is awesome. Um, yeah. So,
I
yeah,
appreciate the love,
we're
man. I
going to share the
appreciate
shit out
it
of
for
your work.
sure.
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you again, and we look
I
forward
appreciate
to
it. I
seeing
appreciate it. If you
everything
come
you
to the
put
A,
together.
holla at me.
This podcast is officially over. See you next time. Catch you a little later on down the trail, dude. Thanks for listening. I get out of here and start shooting.
I can remember very distinctly one of the very first classes. You had to take one roll of film and tell a story. And you got, 4x6 prints made of them and you put them on the wall. I remember watching some of the people's images go up on the board and being like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? These people are so talented.
I was a DJ. I worked a lot at night. Sort of felt that itch to do something else. And after some soul searching, the only thing that I was excited about doing was taking pictures.
And I would Photoshop myself into other places. And a lot of times it never even went online. I didn't care because it wasn't for necessarily the world. It was because I wished I was anywhere other than where I was.
I suppose academically I failed everything, so I was left with very few choices.
I was cater waitering. I'd work till 11, 12 o'clock at night, retouch until 3 or 4 in the morning. Even though I didn't really have the talent, I'd be willing to work when other people would sleep.
And at times I look at my work and I think, damn, I'm a shitty photographer. Fuck, it's nothing.
You have this idea of what can be done because you're assisting, and you just can't create it.
So often today as artists, I think we get ideas and we end up sitting on them and we don't follow through. I think we can be our worst enemies.
I will talk myself out of a project before I even begin it because I think about all the things that might go wrong or could go wrong.
When you first start out with doing anything, you've got like 5 people, one of those is your mum following you, and it's just like difficult to get accurate feedback.
You have to be willing to be rejected by the artwork, by yourself, by your peers.
We get worried what our peers are going to think. We get worried what the talent is going to think or what the celebrity is going to think.
And for me, it was always like, I understand that, but I also understand that you have to be passionate enough to throw the excuses aside and just start the process.
First struggling, then assisting full-time for 3 years, then struggling some more, then retouching, freelancing, getting my first job.
But I'll lay in bed and something will just pop in my head and I just go, what if? Wouldn't it be interesting if?
Try it, it didn't work, throw it out. Try it, it didn't work, throw it out. Try it, it works, it doesn't work, throw it out.
You know, you don't become a great photographer, you don't become a great painter, you don't become a great sculptor without having some downfalls and going in the wrong direction.
I allow myself to fail because I like to fail, because I like to grow. But you have to decide that you want it, because it's not easy to be great at anything.
Even though I'm not at the place I want to be, I'm still moving forward.
Nobody's going to love everything that we do. But I think you have to take a chance.